say. It's this invocation mantra or Mangalacharan itself is one of the profound Mangalacharan, where it says direct knowledge of the truth is given. Very profound. As if we talk about the knowledge of the Mangalacharan, it's Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Others means that is full. That is fullness of that. And this is also, fullness is there in this. What is this and that? Only said that and this. That is full or Purnam, this is full or Purnam. That it begins with that. What is that? We have to understand. That which seems to be extraterrestrial, that which seems to be outside this controller, ruler, but that Purnam is full, whole, and this perceptible reality, this is also full. So, and it says, brings mathematics, when this and this full has come from that full. Fullness of this has come from fullness of that. And the strange thing is, though it has come from that, when it has come, that remains full. So something is there, from that something is taken out. And that still remains full. What can that be? One can be infinity. From infinity, if we reduce infinity minus infinity, remains infinity. Other says that infinite reality, when something has been taken out, still it remains full, means nothing has been taken out from it. So, seems that this visible universe is as if has come out from that. But in fact, nothing has come out. There is no change. Whatever we see, perceptible universe and imperceptible reality are one and same. That very imperceptible reality appears as this perceptible Brahmanda, creation. So, nothing has come out. That very reality of Brahman, others, appears, has not become, is not taken out, appears as this reality, idam. So, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam eva avashishyate. All is fullness, wholeness. There is no part. When we see part, we are seeing wrong. It's all same, whole, full, complete. That is the reality. I am full. And whatever I perceive is full. That fullness cannot be partitioned, divided. So that fullness ever remains full. It seems as if it has come, but as if is more important. It has not come out from that. It seems that very reality seems as this universe. So universe is also that reality perceptible through our mind. Swami Turiyanandaji, Sri Ramakrishna's direct disciple, whom Sri Ramakrishna himself, when he saw young Turiyananda of 20-25 years old, he said he is a person of the manifestation of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Manifestation of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. See how great would have been his mind and attitude. Sri Ramakrishna recognized him in that. So, and he was not coming. So one day he came, Sri Ramakrishna says, why didn't you come? Somebody says he was studying Vedanta. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, what are you studying Vedanta? Vedanta is one word, one sentence. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Is there anything more than Vedanta, in Vedanta more than that? Brahman is ultimate reality. Jagat is just the appearance and changing reality. So then he was convinced that is the Vedanta. So that who said Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, Brahman is alone reality, and Jagat, the perceptible universe, has the, not that independent reality other than Brahman. That Swami Turiyanandaji, after his lifelong sadhana and realization of the truth, finally, during his last days, he said, Brahma Satyam Jagat Satyam. He said that. Brahman is truth. Jagat is no more mithya. Jagat is also truth. This is also reality. That others is reality, idam also reality. So that is what this verse says, that Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. You don't really bring out this Purnam. That very Purnam appears as this reality, this world. Only we need to have that idea of perception that this is the same Brahman. So if we can have that mindset prepared, that trained our mind, and we can see that Brahman, that unchanging, undestroying that Brahman, then everything that changes doesn't have any independent reality. Whole this thing will seem like unchanging reality, like one ice image in an ocean, in water, as Sri Ramakrishna said. And that ice image changes. It starts melting, deformed, and finally it destroys. But is there destruction in that ice? No. It was water, it has become water. So like that, there is no destruction or change in this universe also. In that Brahman is the reality. And that Brahman, then we perceive that Brahman with name and form. When name and form are removed, what remains is that Brahman alone. There is no destruction as such. It remains same. It is all immortal. Only we have to have that mindset to understand that nothing is mortal. It is just change of name and form. Everything is Brahman. That's what Purnamada Purnamadam says. That nothing has changed. Everything is full and whole. This world is also wholesome, it is full, it is complete, like Brahman is complete. We are all that unchangeable Brahman. The name and form that we give to Brahman is just name and form given. It's like you make this nice sculpture of ice, and you make like you have the ice festival. The snow festival in winter places, in winter country, in Canada also we have. They make different sculptures of ice. So, but what this is all water. It is all melts into water. Water freezes into ice and melts again into water. Nothing changes as such. Just name and form were given, they vanish. And what remains, what was there originally, that remains there. Ishopanishad will try to say to us that you are that reality. Don't consider yourself as this that something you have got with name and form. Don't think that. That will be wrong to think. So if we have that knowledge of unchanging reality beyond name and form, then our study of Upanishad will be fruitful. And in the Vedanta, what is said is you can have knowledge of reality by three processes, three steps. One is called listening, that Shruti, and then it's, you cogitate, you think upon it, reflect upon it, and then meditate. That three stages are needed to be done. So Ishopanishad is very popular Upanishad. You will find many talks on this. You will find in YouTube by many great scholars are there. So we will try to discuss. You might have read the Upanishad. If you read Shankara Bhashya, it is little tough to understand. Because the description is very profound and tough. But we'll try to do from this Sarvagatanandaji's explanation. You'll find much easier, very nicely done in a retreat and like the flow. So it will help you to understand the import and purpose of Ishopanishad. So we'll start from tomorrow the Ishopanishad lectures. So that much for today for me. Thank you, Maharaj.
Om असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्माम् अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, and from this limited mortal existence to the true immortal existence. So the text that I have chosen for this retreat today, or this time, is Changdev Pasashti, a very popular book in Marathi, written by the great sage Jnaneshwar or Jnanadev. And the form of this text is that of a letter. The letter is written to Changdev. And in this introduction we shall see these two personalities, because the truths are given according to the nature of the taught, how the taught is, accordingly the teachings are given. So we shall see this personality of Jnaneshwar, who lived a life of barely 21 years. He was born in 1275 and gave up his body in Samadhi at the age of 21 in 1296. So, saying that his life's work is finished, and so there is no point in further holding the body. The life of Jnaneshwar and his other siblings is tremendously exciting life. They kind of raised mostly as orphans. At a very young age, their parents, according to the injunctions of certain scholars, had to take up the self-death, as it were. They committed, in a way, suicide, because the interesting part is that Jnaneshwara's father had taken up a monastic life first, and then, according to the injunctions of his guru, he came back again to live with his wife, and then they had 4 children. Now, the custom of the village, or in general the society at that time, could not have this a monk again coming and leading a householder's life was not understandable and acceptable. So they were all, their family as well as the kids were kind of, cast aside by the society. They were not being taken in the social fold. And both the parents, they were very, very troubled by this turn of events, you can imagine. So they approached the elders, the scholars. They went to another town where more renowned scholars were there, and asked them that what wrong has been done, I accept. He said that I accept that I had taken to monastic life, and as per the injunction of my Guru, I again took up the householder's life. Now this might be a fault committed by me, I accept. But what should be the remedy? The word in Sanskrit is prayashchitta. Means if a wrong action is committed, there should be some way to remove the effect of it. So, expiation of sin, as it were. So, what should be the prayashchitta or the particular penance that we have to commit or do for this transgression? And the scholars, they looked into many smritis, many old religious texts, and could not find any solution. They said, nowhere we find any remedy for this. So only remedy is you just give up your bodies. Dehanta prayashchitta, that is the only prayashchitta that we can think of if your children want to be taken back in the social fold. Otherwise, not only you, your children also will be cast away. So, for the sake of children, they both gave up their bodies by jumping in a river there. So, and then it was expected that the children now will get the proper, what is called Upanayana Sanskara. That it is interesting to know what it is. It means you now begin the life of a proper human being studying Vedas and so forth. So that was the idea of the parents, was that after they take up this punishment, at least the children, they will have this Upanayana done, the sacred thread ceremony as it is properly called, popularly called. So, and then they can lead a Brahmin's life. But then the villagers did not accept it. That they said, well, your parents might have done whatever wrong they did, but there is no status to the children of a monk. A monk cannot have children. A monk's children not acceptable. So, therefore, these children, they were cast aside. Imagine, these 4 siblings, 3 brothers, and the youngest was a sister. The life of all of them is very interesting. And as they were all being, treated as these with a lot of slight. So they decided to go to a big city, Python, where there are scholars, and they to consult them. What is it that should be done? Why are we not taken in this fold? Now, the scholars in Python, they very kindly and compassionately told these children, we are very sorry the way you are being treated. But we do not find in any of our scriptures any arrangement for the children of monks. There is no such categorization and no such any arrangement given for the children of monks. We are helpless. We cannot give you any certification for this. And as they were in that city, Python, they were being heckled. They were all being heckled by people around. And then one incident that changed everything was that this Jnaneshwar was telling everybody when somebody was heckling, see, the Atman, the self, is same in all. Whatever may be the shape, whatever may be the appearance, the Atman remains the same unchanging reality. So one man was taking a buffalo, taking back to his home or whatever, and he said, what do you say? The same self, look, I am hitting this buffalo with this whip. What happens to you then? The idea is, simple, the same self in all. Then what happens? If I am hitting the buffalo, you also will have the response. And so he hit the buffalo, and to surprise of everybody, marks were seen on the back of this young boy, Jnaneshwar. Everybody was surprised. But then they were not satisfied. This might be some kind of an eyewash that you have put in the eyes of all people around. No, we don't accept that. You are reciting Vedas. Can you make this buffalo also recite the Vedas? And to everybody's surprise, that buffalo started reciting the Vedas. Now everybody was so stunned. Can you imagine? Try to imagine. That whole gathering of people got so stunned. The scholars who said that we cannot give any certification to you children, they came running and saluted Jnaneshwar and the other siblings, saying that you are far beyond, your authority is far beyond to be certified by people like us. That changed everything. And this young boy, Jnaneshwar, I am just fast forwarding the very interesting story. He then told a commentary in Marathi on Bhagavad Gita. Jnaneshwar, at such a young age, was a tremendous scholar of Sanskrit and had such a lucid Marathi language. That was one of the first well-known Marathi book, scriptural book like this, which was a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. He said, because Bhagavad Gita, a great text, being in Sanskrit, those all the huge population which does not understand Sanskrit is deprived of that. So he started telling about this in Marathi. And that is even now, even after 700 plus years, this book still stands as unparalleled piece of tremendous literature. The translation and commentary of Bhagavad Gita in Marathi. The English translation of that is also available, done by many wonderful scholars. But the Marathi of Jnaneshwar is of such great quality, and only a small 5% of it could be brought in, the beauty of it can be brought in the translation. I have been reading that book in Marathi for a long time and feel so fascinated by the very lucid style of Jnaneshwar. Many criticized him that, hey, why are you writing in Marathi? It is not really the language for scriptural writing. He very proudly announced, माझा मराठाची बोलू कवितिके परी अमृता ते ही पैजा जिंके ऐसी अक्षरे रसिके मेळविना. That I will speak very proudly my Marathi language, and I with guarantee I am telling that this will be even sweeter than the nectar. Tari amritate hi paisa jinke. So he said that by listening to this Marathi, so many scholars will greatly appreciate it. They will follow it. And that is what happened. It opened the floodgates of the all these wonderful treatises in Marathi language. The conclusions, of this particular movement called Varkari, it was Sant, that Saint Tukaram. So there is a saying that Jnanadeve rachila paya tuka dhala se kayasa. Jnaneshwar put the foundation and Tukaram became the ultimate steeple-like tower there. So it is this literature, he was talking to this, all the people around there. It was, therefore, the literature is of this type, that talking to the huge population directly. I cannot bring even that it is the samples of the giving the beauty of this great treatise. It is impossible, friends. It is like it is trying to give the idea of ocean by bringing a little water in your palm, Just as it is impossible to give the idea of ocean by that, similarly by giving some excerpts from Jnaneshwari, nobody is likely to get even the glimpse of the greatness of this book. It was being written down by somebody else. His name was Satchidananda Baba. So he took up to write it as Jnaneshwar was expounding it. So this is a fairly big book, and Jnaneshwara became very famous. So that book is actually, although its name is Bhavartha Deepika, it gets popularly known as Jnaneshwari. So then afterwards he composed another book for offering to his elder brother, who was his guru also. His name was Nivrittinath. the elder brother of Jnaneshwara and his guru. So, that book is known as Anubhavamrita or Amritanubhava, means the nectar of the spiritual experience. This experience is like nectar. So, means immortality. It is immortal. When you get that, you become immortal. How you become immortal? You experience this truth that you are not body. Because I think that I am body, naturally I am mortal. There is no immortality possible by just thinking that I am body. If I am body, then I have birth, I have growth, I have death. No escape from that. So, this idea of immortality means attaining to one's true nature, that I am Brahman without any birth or death or change. I am not this changing body. So this is the nectar of immortality, Amritanubhava or Anubhavamrit. Two are commonly used names for this. Both mean the same book. So anyway, the third book that is going to be the topic of our study from tomorrow is composed as a letter to a yogi. Yogi means not yogi in the sense of the word that the word yoga comes in Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, not yogi in that sense, but the yogi who practices the discipline of what can be called Sankhya, and then try to control the various these forces in the nature. This Changdev was yogi of that type. Jnanadev or Jnaneshwar was barely 20 years old. And Changdev was 1400 years old. 1400 years old. Not at all an impossibility for a yogi of that type. They can control the various movements in the body and thus can resist the death or even old age. Changdev lived 1400 years when this incident happened. Now he had so much control over all these situations. He would ride a tiger. What? Menaka, do you think you can ride a tiger? A paper tiger maybe. Yeah. What to think of riding a tiger? If you see really a tiger, that's it, you know. You will have to get new pants, you know. It is very difficult even to, you know, think of a tiger like that. But Changdev would ride a tiger. But even after living 1400 years, even after attaining so many powers of the nature at his command, still he was feeling a vacuum inside. And there you see in Upanishads these similar stories that even if you attain many, many great things, without this self-knowledge, the vacuum in the heart can never be filled. You may lead a very long life. You may have a lot of various powers at your command, and yet not having known the self, you still feel this suffering. It is the very famous incident in Chandogya Upanishad. We had studied that here a few years ago, that Narada was a great scholar of tremendous attainments, highly respected, comes to Sanat Kumar saying that I have learnt all these things. He did not, there was not a single branch of knowledge that Narada had not learned. Then why have you come to me to learn? Because he said that I have not learned the Atma Vidya. Mantra vidosmi natu Atma Ved. A great statement of Narada comes there. Mantra vidosmi. I know only the words. I don't know the self. And that is why, what is the result of that? Therefore I am suffering. Friends, suffering is real. Everybody suffers. Whatever may be the worldly attainments that one may have. One may have the power of, say, some great world leader, like President of United States or whatever. That is, after all, a trifle. Somebody may have tremendous money power. Bill Gates, Bezos or whatever, I don't know exactly who is at the top these days. But anyway, huge wealth. They suffer with wealth. The beggar suffer because doesn't have the wealth, and the rich suffer because they have wealth. The suffering is a constant factor there. It is the reason is not knowing the self means you suffer. There is no remedy, friends. Let us imprint it on our minds. Whatever the other attainments we may have, unless there is this self-knowledge that I am everywhere, my nature is bliss, I have nothing to attain, and that makes the sufferings go. Otherwise, there is absolutely no end to the suffering. This is what Narada tells Sanat Kumar, that I am suffering because of that. And so I have come to you for this self-knowledge. This Changdev was of a similar category. Lived for 1400 years. A very highly adored person in that society there. He was suffering, what to do, and he heard this story of some boy making a buffalo recite Vedas. Oh, here is someone that probably I could surrender to that person and learn from that boy. Very young. See, 1400 years. This is only about 20 years. Normally, as one grows old, we start thinking that I am wise. Age does not actually add to wisdom. It usually adds to ego only. So you become more egotistic. See, what do you think? Do you think that my hair have become grey for nothing? What does it mean? There isn't much grey matter inside. So it is. So, becoming old is no guarantee of becoming wise. But now therefore, those days were not the days of cell phones and all that. Not that Changdev needed it. He decided to write a letter seeking appointment from Jnaneshwar. As the story goes, very interesting. He could not write a letter because how to address Jnaneshwar? He is a young boy, so he cannot respectfully address it according to the custom of those days. The elder is to be addressed in a particular way. So Changdev saw that that kind of addressing will not work for Jnaneshwar. He is too young. And then went to, think of writing as a little child. No, but he is great in knowledge. So that also he saw, and he was going to him to learn. So how could he write as if he is writing to a child? So he could not decide on how to address. So finally, without writing any letter, he sent the blank paper. But Jnaneshwar understood. There is a way, to read the letter without any writing, formal writing on it. There is the remark of Jnaneshwar, he is pure like this blank paper. His mind is pure. He really is seeking knowledge. And Changdev, just to show his greatness, he came riding on a tiger to meet Jnaneshwar, just to show his prowess in yoga and all that, just to show what spiritual advancement he has, what he thought to be spiritual advancement. And not he alone. Many of us think that having some such powers mean spiritual attainment. Not at all. They do not indicate any spiritual attainment, friends. You may have some psychic powers. That doesn't mean spiritual powers. There is a confusion in the minds of many. Some can do many magics and miracles. Does it mean any spiritual advancement? No. Look at the life of Sri Ramakrishna. He would see that what a heap of trash all these powers are. So it is exactly like that. It is no attainment at all if you are seeker of true knowledge. It is just lot of trash. So, but Changdev thought that this will indicate Jnaneshwar, that who is coming to learn from him. So he comes on, riding on a tiger. The little sister, the youngest amongst those siblings, said that, oh look, he is coming riding on the tiger. They were all seated on a parapet wall there. Jnaneshwar said, well, he is coming riding on the tiger. We can make this wall go. We can go and welcome him. So let us go on the wall. Wall starts moving forward. It is nothing strange, friends. When you see, when you feel the life there, when you experience the life there, it can move. Why do we not, are we not able to move? We see that it is inert, so we have no capability of making it move. But if you see that there is the same self in that wall also, then you can make the wall move. So the wall started moving, and that made this a yogi of 1400 years age understand. And so they received, Jnaneshwar received this yogi with great respect, and took him as his disciple. And this, on the blank paper that he had sent, Jnaneshwar wrote 64 verses. Those verses are known, 65 verses actually, that is the meaning of pasashta, 65. So that book gets called Changadev Pasashti, a treatise that is so dear to me. And I have given retreats on that several times at different places, but this is the first time that I am taking it up at the Rochester retreat, because I could not find a proper English translation of that book which can be taken up. And that he also adored a lot, and he gave some classes on Sangdev Pasashti, and that came into the book form. Even our Jyoti, where is she? Jyoti and her husband Abhijit, they helped in getting that editing done for this book. So, and when that book came, I thought, this time for Rochester retreat, let us take up this small in size, great in stature, and its ability to give the truth in the convincing manner. Let us take up this Nachiketa. So here, because one has to understand the levels, of the disciple. So Changdev is of this great, this understanding and attainment. There is some meaning to it, that he understood very clearly that nothing but the self-knowledge can remove the sufferings in life. So he has come with that understanding. And so this is being given. Jnaneshwar himself says there, "Ya ye hridayi che te hridayi ghatale," that from this heart the knowledge has been poured into that heart, as it were. So We shall try to study that to our capacity from tomorrow morning. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now what is there? Devotional singing. Yeah.